Attitude check. Bronco Pipe.
Greetings. Welcome to your Broncos on Blast Sports Report. This will be a weekly update for your Fayetteville State fall athletics. I'm Odell Winfield.
And I'm Alex Poppegard.
And let's begin with cross country.
We'll start with the Lady Broncos, who were led in their last meet by Tamika Portee, who placed 35th overall out of 119 runners to pace the Fayetteville State women's cross country team in its meet on October 2nd at the HBCU Challenge. Portee completed the 5-kilometer race in 22 minutes and 0.9 seconds to lead the Lady Broncos, who placed 15th overall ahead of 4 other teams, including CIAA members Lincoln, Johnson C. Smith, and St. Paul's. Hampton won the event.
In the men's 8K race, the Broncos were led by Ernest Hawkins, who placed 43rd out of 119 runners with a time of 29 minutes, 38.4 seconds. Fayetteville State finished 14th overall. That finish was better than 3 teams, including CIAA members Virginia Union and Livingstone. Norfolk State won the meet. The men's and women's team will compete in the CIAA Championship on October 21st in Cary, North Carolina.
Moving on to golf, where last month the Fayetteville State golf team opened its season with a second-place finish in the Division II HBCU Hall of Fame Invitational in Atlanta, Georgia. Fayetteville native John Cole, a freshman from nearby Cape Fear High School, completed his first round with a 1-under par 71, good enough for a tie for first place in the tournament. He captured the victory after winning a 3-person playoff. The Broncos enjoyed more success last weekend, with another second-place finish at the Trojans Fall Classic in Petersburg, Virginia. John Cole again finished atop the leaderboard, sharing medalist honors in the 6-team tournament that included CIAA members Virginia State, Winston-Salem State, St. Augustine's, and Chowan. Fayetteville State plays again in the Cobra Invitational in Hartsville, South Carolina in 2 weeks.
Now on to volleyball. This past Monday, the Fayetteville State Lady Broncos defeated Livingstone in straight sets on Monday, October 11th at Capel Arena and remain in the hunt for the CIAA Southern Division crown. With the victory, the Lady Broncos improved to 11-4 overall, 10-3 in the CIAA, 6-1 in the Southern Division, setting up a crucial match on the road against league unbeaten St. Augustine's College on October the 18th. Fayetteville State has been led by senior all CIAA teammates Samantha Meeks and Ashari Maynard. The CIAA tournament will begin on November the 4th.
Moving on to football, where the Broncos snapped their 3-game losing streak with a strong victory over Virginia State on the road on October 9th. Fayetteville State scored on its first 2 offensive possessions of the game and took a 21-0 lead midway through the third quarter to hand the Trojans their first CIAA loss of the season. Fayetteville State got a standout performance from quarterback Robert Benjamin, a senior from Phoenix, Arizona, who threw for 233 yards and 3 touchdowns, hooking up with B.J. Washington 4 times for 76 yards. Washington, a senior from Baltimore, Maryland, has 3 TD receptions in his last 3 games and had more than 100 yards receiving in games against Winston-Salem State and St. Augustine's.
Richard Medlin continues to be the leading rusher for the Broncos, leading the team with 342 rushing yards. Medlin, a senior from Raleigh, North Carolina, is also 4th in the CIAA in all-purpose yards with 835, averaging 139.2 all-purpose yards per game. The Shaw game is a big game for the Broncos, who hopes to make a late-season run after opening the season 2-4 overall and 1-2 in the CIAA. Shaw enters the game 4-2 overall and 3-0 in the Southern Division, tied with first place with St. Augustine's College. Fayetteville State looks to spoil Shaw's road to a possible 3rd championship in the past 4 years.
And don't count out the 2009 CIAA champion Broncos just yet either. At his weekly news conference, Broncos head coach Kenny Phillips said, "Everybody will count you out after you get 2 losses, but there's still a lot of football left in this season."
And that'll do for this edition of Broncos on Blast Sports Report. Check FSUBroncos.com for weekly Broncos on Blast updates and interviews. For Alex Poppegard, I'm Odell Winfield. Thanks for joining us.